One thing about me is that I love taking care of people. Not only do I love it, but I'm good at it. And it's always been a part of me. There is an art and a rhythm that requires one to be rooted and flowing in something bigger than them, requires one to know when to get out of the way.
So, this is the House of Culture. You're hearing me, Keisha?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
This is the House of Culture. We'll soon start doing tours up here too. But for now, we'll only be doing the drumming up here. And our drumming teacher is no other than the infamous Denmark florist from the Garifuna Collective.
Yes.
So you guys are gonna get the best of the best.
To care for others, you have to learn to care for yourself in deeper and more true ways. Simple, but not simple. I've had to be honest with myself about my own wounds and to make sure that I'm not passing those wounds and sickness to others or anything else I'm not willing to carry, because sometimes we don't be willing to carry, and it's hard work to be honest with yourself all of the time when that's not how you were raised, what you were taught. But you see, before you can dance, before you can even learn the rhythm, you have to commit to being fully present in your own body. And that takes practice to develop, time and space.
My name is Denmark Flores. I'm like the country of Denmark. I'm an entire country of my own. So I've been playing the drum for 20 plus years. Play with a well-known band in Belize, Garifuna Collective. I'm the lead drummer for them. So in the past 20 years, we have traveled to like 35 countries or so around the world. The drums, we have two, the Garifuna culture, we have two drums. The primero, the first drum, and the segunda, second. The segunda is like the heartbeat of the music. So a lot of people, a lot of younger drummers don't like to play the segunda drum because they believe it's boring. They just hit one constant beat. But for me, I believe that's the most important one because like the heartbeat. Right? The primero is the tenor drum, the first drum, which is all the improvisation, all the lead would dictate. Like in our culture, they have some dances that the dancer tells the drummer what to do, and some that the drummer tells the dancer what to do. The primero drum does all that. Right, while the segunda is just the heartbeat and keep that one constant beat. So this is the segunda. This is a smaller version of segunda, which we have to take it around a lot, so we don't want nothing too big and too heavy. Right? And these two are primero drum. So what we'll do, we flip top. One minute you play primero, you play segunda, just to have a feel of both. Right? And then I'll join you at the end and we just have a jam session.
Yay.
Play a lot. Right?
Just tell her like exactly like who the Garifuna people are, or even like their significance to Belize, or.
Yes, so the Garifuna people are Mishra, Arabs, and Caribs, and Indians. Originated from St. Vincent. Right, so there was a shipwreck off the coast of St. Vincent, African slaves, who managed to get on shore of the island of St. Vincent, intermingle with the Indians that were there, which created the Garifuna people. Right? There was this is a struggle, a war, a fight between the people of native St. Vincent and the British for the land. Where the Garifuna people lost. They were exiled to the island of Balisau, which is like off the coast of St. Vincent, left there to die, to perish. And the ones who survived was all rounded up on a ship, and they were exiled, so they were shipped off to Rotan, Honduras. From Honduras, they made their way to Livingston, Guatemala, Belize, and Belize. So we have been in Belize since 1802. Upon arrival in Belize, they were only allowed to settle in the southern part of Belize. So they weren't allowed, if they do go to Belize City, they have to be back at the south by a certain time or they will be arrested. It took years before they were able to migrate and live in the city, in San Ignacio, in Corozal. It took a lot of work to get that done. Like my guy Thomas Vincent Ramos, which is the founder of Garifuna Settlement Day, which is celebrated on the 19th of November every year now. And same, likewise, at first it was only celebrated in the south. Now it's a national holiday. Apart from the carnival season, that is the most festive holiday we have. Right now it's not, and it's not anymore, like for us, my generation, we don't see it as Garifuna culture for Garifuna people. It's Garifuna nation for everybody. When I was teaching in Belize City, my number one drummer was a Chinese guy and his dad. Number one drummer was Chinese. So it's not for us anymore, it's for everybody. Every November they have what we call a Garifuna Awareness Day, Cultural Awareness Day, where in all the workplaces you are allowed to wear a Garifuna outfit. Today, presently, it's not only the Garifuna staff who show up in their outfit, everybody. Okay? So it's a national thing, it's huge, and that's where we are. That's where we are. Musically, our music basically represents the country of Belize on every level, internationally.
In most indigenous cultures, you can find the root of the people in the drum, in the rhythm, the pulse. And what makes a person indigenous? Well, there are a lot of nuanced factors that can go into that considering the world we live in, but there's an old quote that I like that simply says to be an indigenous is to not have a machine between you and God. You know, to always be able to find and listen and tune in to that rhythm, to always remember the rhythm, to know that there is a rhythm. That to me is what it means to be indigenous. And what I've learned about people is that we have a really hard time being present to our breath, to our spirit, to our bodies, to the rhythm, which makes it hard to build connection to ourselves and to be present with the world around us. Not that we do this on purpose, but a lot of times it can hinder the purpose. Now, what I've had to accept about people is that it's no one being's fault. It simply is. To balance it, you know, this loss of our own rhythm, to heal it, we have to face it head on and heart on. I mean, your heart is your body's rhythm. But this type of space and healing, it's the kind that must be fought for and taken. It has to be created, curated, and nurtured, guided by love and order, and the love that lives outside of us. Because what is love if not God? That thing in which the state of our lives depend on, according to each breath, that thing that has the power to make or break us. But God don't belong to us. Same as the sky and the trees. But we all too often forget that we do belong to God. Anger. What I've had to see about myself, and when I say I've had to see it, it's because I fought it for a long time, but that I am the medicine woman. No matter if that medicine is showing up through song, through herbs, through a smile, or some bitter truth. That's who I was called to be. And it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, and can't nobody take that from me. Can't nobody define that for me. But it is in my blood. It's in my purpose. It's in my calling. And so creating this space has been very healing for me, transformative for me, because when you are called to be medicine to the community, to share medicine and make medicine for the community, to teach the community, to hold space for the community, to feel and cry and create with and for the community. When you're called to do that, you can't skip out on the healing either. You can't skip out on the journey. You can't skip out on having to push through, to always push through, even when you want to run away or back out. And so this is a way for me to share that with others in a way that feels authentic to myself, in a way that feels authentic and intimate, and something I've been sitting with for a long time. So it felt good, to do this and to offer this to people, and to share this out loud and to not be ashamed of it, but to trust and believe in my own gifts and my own magic and my own prayers and my own medicine.
Yes, we out here.
My own power. And to not only lean into that, but to share that and create and curate the space for others to breathe and lean and rebirth into that for themselves in their own way, in their own right. That is truly a gift to me.
Fire earth. That is nice. I just fucking love the trees. Okay. I see what you did.
I be learning my lessons, truth and love and everything I be manifesting. So lay the plug from my roots up through my very essence. Initiation, spiritual acquiescence. The queen of cups, the waters flow through me, the healing vessel. I taste the wind and shift the culture, call me will and vessel. We blood and bones, I sing the ancestor song. Light my candles, lay my offerings, I'ma right all these wrongs. Like, which way to the water? Which way, which way, which way, which way? To the waters, to the waves, I'm a coast, to the flame, cast my bones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To the waves, I'm a coast, to the flames, cast my bones. Which way? 28 seasons since you took your last breath. My heart had broken, shook me open, thought I had nothing left. You fed us all, buried your tears in your chest, and you chose me to be your watchman as you found your last breath. How we drift away, such a bitter sway in these toxic days. And your soul just longs to be free, longing to get all it needs. And I think about the ones that carried me along the way, planted seeds in their prayers that I would be okay. How we drift away, you'll always find your way. Just To the world.
It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. You just gotta surrender. Come on, girl. Let me see you. Oh, God. You can do it. Surrender. Yes.
To the waves of a coast, to the waves of a coast, flames casting. To the waves of a coast, flames casting. To the waves of a coast, flames casting. To the waves of a coast, flames casting.
You're so refreshing. I love it. Mommy water or shoe or bath. I give thanks. You want to see in there? Okay. Seeing is believing. Do we need to turn our light on? Our mama said. Is my light on? Can we turn the light on? Oh, okay. We out here. Imagination.
In Maya cosmology, they revere caves to be a sacred place. This to them was the underworld. To make it through a cave, to travel through that was like going on a vision quest or going on a journey through the underworld to retrieve yourself. And if you came out on the other side, then you came out anew. Now obviously it's a little deeper than that, but that's my summarization of what I've understood it to be. And being able to curate this type of process, to me, that's exactly what it is. Having to take yourself to the highs and the lows, having to face the lightest parts of yourself, the darkest parts of yourself, and finding a way to integrate them together and make them whole, to make yourself whole, to remember your joy, to remember your inner child, to remember who you are outside of your trauma. And I've always imagined myself creating personal revivals for people and creating the space for people to not only find a new understanding in themselves, but to be able to also find that new understanding in God. You know, whatever God needs to be and mean to you in order to make it feel real, to make it feel right, to make it feel true. But one thing I do know is that we gotta have God. We gotta be close to God. But that's how we're close to ourselves. You can't have one without the other. And building that relationship and that connection really does require work, practice, commitment, a surrendering.
There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
So to me, that's what the surrender retreat is. My way to share that with not only myself, but others. To create that space, to hold that space, to sustain that space. And to plant the seed so that the life birthed in that space can continue to grow and thrive.
That will collect
is healing, giving names to my feelings. I've been plotting new beginnings, so I'll be ready for this ending. I've been calling on my own face, taking time to get to know me, casting out whatever holds me. Old ways, I lay them down to sleep. Spirit willing, know my soul gon' keep. Know these bones I got is ancient alchemy. Used to be scared to breathe, now I'm in.
Yeah. I got you a little bit though. That was like, let's see.
World's a lie. So many people giving that to try. How much is freedom? Tell me what's the price? So many people holding on despair. They say they live it, but they go through emotions.
I done got banged up by the river a lot.
With limitation, they think they get it, but really they don't know nothing. I've been out here swimming deeper and deeper. I feel the river rushing smooth across my ego. I am a light being made from dust. I am a phoenix, yes, I'm rising up. I've been working day and night, trying to bring this dream to life. Am I lost in paradise, or the makings of my mind? Pisces moon got me floating. My angels keep me focused, yeah.